the only thing we can build our life on is the hope, not of cancer being healed, but the hope that's promised of heaven that's going to come for all those who believe.
We met in 2024. We met in July, and Jacob lived in Indiana. I lived in Iowa, but we met through mutual friends at Cornerstone in through Salt Company. Early on, I was like, this is someone who is very special, and I just don't want to let this go.
I mean, every single thing about the relationship was just going so smooth, was so natural, was so mutual, and God was totally preparing us and our relationship for November when November came around.
I was just getting violent headaches, and I was just trying to power through. I thought it was just a headache, and I couldn't shake it, and eventually it was just where I couldn't get out of bed.
It was 6 weeks straight of really bad headaches for her and personality changes that I started to see. I took her to the ER and was classic praying for answers and expecting to get answers. And then we got the answer that we never would have expected, that there's a baseball-sized tumor in her head. 2 days later, she gets brain surgery. 2 weeks later is when we find out it was cancer. And then about a month later is when we hear that generally what you can expect with her aggressive form of brain cancer is about 2 years to live.
With where the tumor was at in my brain, it was incredibly hard for me to process, and it also hindered my ability to feel strong emotions. It was a heartbreaking diagnosis, and everyone in my life, they were devastated. But it was hard for me to feel truly devastated. I felt like I know I should be sad, but I can't feel anything right now.
Early 2025 we were still in the midst of suffering, in the midst of so much pain. And it feels like we shifted out of that season of incredible suffering and into a season of a lot of joy when we got engaged on April 8th, 2025, and got married on May 31st.
Yeah, just we're in a season of hope, and just that God will cure my cancer. My most recent scan, we found that they couldn't find the tumor, and you couldn't see the tumor on the scan. So going from the size of a baseball to undetectable is also just purely the working hands of God. I only have one more chemo cycle left, and so with that, I almost feel excited to take this last chemo cycle, knowing that He has heard and answered our prayers so far, and there's no reason why He won't continue to answer and listen to our prayers.